Hello, everybody.
Hi.
We are back. We're back to virtual taste because we love you and we love wine, and it makes a great combination, right?
I don't know how to do better.
This is Chris. This is Ed. We are at Old North State Winery, and we like to do a lot of wine tastings. And so, when you can't be here, we must record it so we can continue to taste together.
And we will continue to do so because we just love it that much.
Yes, and you're looking at a vaccinated man right here.
Right here.
And I get mine in the morning, so.
It's exciting stuff.
Yeah, let's see. Let's start. I know this sounds weird, Chef, but I'm actually going to start you with the cab because I think this Malbec is just.
Well, taking a peek at what you have in store for us
Yeah.
over there, I kind of see where you're going with
This, yeah, that Malbec's pretty big. I mean, I think you can't. I don't think you can go wrong in the order here, but I think this has a certain brightness to it that I think. Let's see, it's so bright. We actually have some sunshine. I don't know if that's really come through. Anyway, Pedroncelli. If you don't know, great ambassadors of wine in Sonoma County. We're talking 90 years plus of experience, still family run and operated. They actually were in, quote, in business during Prohibition. And they survived by selling grapes to people to make wine at home because it was legal to make enough for your family. You couldn't, obviously you couldn't sell it. But so they were selling grapes to people that were making wine at home. So home, I guess that's not brewers, but home winemakers.
Home vintners.
Home vintners. What a struggle it must have been to survive.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, and then when they come out on the other side, of course, you know, the wine market had been pretty much dismantled for the most part, and so a lot of recovery. So this family's seen a lot. Of course, you know, then came World War II and just, you know, a lot of stuff. And they are still alive and kicking, making amazing wine still. We have their Pinot Noir on our list. People love it.
It's good.
Yes. So this is their Cabernet. Now, if you don't know, this is Dry Creek region, and it's really known, in my opinion, these wines are kind of known of being somewhat assertive with acidity of brightness, which, of course, I like, and Chef likes it because it's such a great conduit for his foods, cutting through the fats, keeping your taste buds very lively.
Active and
right.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So without further ado,
cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Lovely and great wood influence here as
A
well.
lot of wood, blue fruit,
Yeah.
just delicious.
Yes, absolutely. Baking spice, the greenery of the cab, really, those pyrazines that you get, but just in a beautiful way.
We had tried this, I think it was Saturday night. I didn't like it as much as I like it today, but you know, my palate was wrecked now that I think about it. We had, you know, we were finishing up our chef's table.
It was like 12:30 at night.
It was 12:30
Or
at
morning,
night,
rather.
and we had we batted cleanup on all the wines left over from the chef's table. You know,
Because someone has to do it.
there's always, you know, a little less than a fourth of a bottle or so of each wine left over. Usually, sometimes not, but so we batted cleanup on all of those,
And, I think we had a beer too.
yeah, and had a beer. So my palate was wrecked, and I tried this. And I think the brightness worked against me then. 'Cause-
Yeah, that's true. I would agree with you.
and
The
so I had all
brightness,
those heavy wines there at the end,
Yeah.
and then I drank this, and the progression was all wrong.
Right, yeah.
But boy, it's shining today.
But how about that 14-hour shift too? I mean, you think that had something to do with it? And the coffee and the nos and yeah, just
well, this was the
survival
This
mode.
was you know, it wasn't my first 14 hours.
No, it was the third in a row. Yeah.
Plus all that other stuff. But yeah, I think the confluence of events
Yes.
played into that more than the wine. I'm so glad we're doing this today because, you know, I'd kind of made a mental note of
Yeah.
not my favorite.
Yeah.
But actually no.
Yeah.
Actually no. It just needed its proper place in the pecking order, the tasting order, and
Right.
just beautiful. And you know, the Pinot that you have on the list, speaking of batting cleanup, I always clean that up Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Because, it's not going to make it till,
Right. No.
till Tuesday,
No,
Wednesday,
we
at lunch.
wouldn't want to serve that.
And, we don't want it to end up and we use a lot of red wine to cook our sauces.
And your meats.
And our meats and the braising process. And so, but, I just hate to see their Pinot go into that.
Yeah, it's a beauty. And boy, like I said, if anybody deserves a chance, if you haven't given them a chance, I mean, just considering what their family's given to the wine world and great stewards of wine, American wine.
Great stories.
Certainly great stories. But hey, guess what? They wouldn't be here today if their wines were not good. And so they are good. They are unique in a sense. These are not your everyday like plush fruit bombs. There's a great deal of structure here, and I really like it. It's kind of gives you a little bit of that old world structure to it.
Very old world, and I'm so glad you brought up the greenery, because I mean you wouldn't normally you associate greenery with a lot of white wines, but this is showing the green very, very, very well in a good way.
Yes, absolutely.
It's delicious.
Wow, what a great way to start the day, Sheffy.
I'm telling you what, I mean, we should start every day like this. We're doing life all wrong.
Yeah, we can have 7 videos a week.
Well, whether we do a video or not, we should just.
I still think we should do a podcast.
Yeah, so I got an Audible book that I'm planning on listening to this weekend. Well, our weekend, not your weekend.
Yeah.
About how to do a startup.
Cool.
Be a successful startup podcast.
Beautiful.
And so I'm looking forward to listening to that and getting some info, because I really do want us to do that. I think that's something that we would enjoy and have a good time with.
Yeah. Bring on some guests.
Mm-hmm.
Let them listen to us ramble too.
Yeah, we need more people to just listen to our tomfoolery.
It is tomfoolery for sure. So we got a beautiful wine here, beautifully structured. I think you'll find that this would go with so many of the things that you enjoy. This would go great with lunch or dinner. I really don't think you can go wrong with this. This is a specific style of cab that is probably not the most popular, I guess. I don't know if it's the most popular, but it is certainly far more interesting because of that structure, layers of fruit flavors and spice. This is, again, kind of drifting more towards old world, which I like.
I'm with you.
I just recently did a Bordeaux tasting, and I always forget how much I love Bordeaux blends because they're Cab, a little Merlot, maybe some Cab Franc, maybe some Petit Verdot, but just the way they approach their wines a little bit differently than we do here in America. It is not right or wrong, it's just personal choice. But if you do like kind of that brighter style like Bordeaux, this is, to me, more like that.
Mm-hmm.
And what kind of food are you thinking?
Well, I kind of did a different approach this week because of you had given me a warning that we were doing 2 reds, so I'd already put all the white stuff I had in mind off the table, and as luck would have it, we had 2 new offerings and then cheeses this week that I got in, and so I kind of thought I would treat this tasting just like a tasting, to where we would just enjoy.
Beautiful.
The box will, I think, complement both wines. I haven't tried the Malbec you have in store for us, but
Right.
I'm excited about this. So I thought we would treat it as kind of like, used to have a little cheese and salami, whatever you want to call it.
Sure.
So new offering from Prodigal. It's called their Bambino. And so it's a Cretan style, very, very small. You've got a little brie going
I
on
wonder
there.
if this is coming through. I'm just going to tilt it up,
Yeah,
Chef,
sure.
while you're talking about it.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
I
this
think
is our new Prodigal offering. It's called the Bambino. And they do things a little differently at Prodigal. They wash the rind with their bacteria. So it's active all around, not just on the inside.
Right.
So a lot of cheeses have these, and this is basically the same style, but you see how uniform and crisp the exterior is, just like with a lot of, but with Prodigal, like that's why we love them.
Yeah.
Because
Their cheeses are alive.
their cheeses are alive, and this one is as well. But this entirety of this is, and while this probably isn't going to be the most beautiful cheese on a cheese board,
Right.
but our folks know a good cheese when they see it. So we have to be a little unconventional with this format because
Right.
it's not a,
Yeah.
you know, like a
So-
lot of creameries, they put out these beautiful works of structural art.
Sure.
And to where sometimes prodigals aren't, but the flavor.
The flavor.
We're all about flavor
And
here.
I tell you what, that looks like somebody made it. You know, it looks like it was handmade.
that is not coming off an assembly line right there, my
Right.
friend. And then of course we've got Sunrays Foods right here in North Carolina.
Oh,
We've
yeah.
got their lamb.
We did that
salami.
great dinner with
we
them.
we did the dinner with them, and so we got their lamb salumi here. Great North Carolina cheese with North Carolina lamb charcuterie here. I think it's going to be a winner. And I wanted you to try it on the spot too.
I
We're
gotta
always
tell you.
doing it later. I wanted to be able to
You know,
see the interplay with you and your.
I
palate.
love how it pulls the lamb flavor out. You know,
It's so fatty.
these sausages tend to be, they're not gamey at all.
Oh no.
And it's almost like you wouldn't even really know if it's beef, pork, blend, or something
You
like
would
that.
if you just had it on your board, you would just think, oh,
Right.
you know,
Yeah.
salami. Yeah,
But boy,
well,
when you hit this Pedroncelli cab on top of it, it draws the lamb flavor out. Which
an
I happen to love.
old world style with lamb. Come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
I mean, those are made
That's
for each
glorious.
other.
This is my first time having the Bambino.
It's the first time any of us are having it, unless you've been to their farm or to the market.
Wow.
Like I said, again, this is a new offering.
Just like butter.
Butter. To me, it reminds me a lot of like Saint Andre.
Saint Andre,
Yeah.
absolutely. But with more interesting notes to it. I think Saint Andre is really cool for its textural, but it's almost too clean, I guess.
It's very clean. It
It's almost
literally
like
is
cream.
butter.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it literally is like a creamed butter, but it's also, again, the Saint Andre is stabilized. I mean, it's made in France, and then it has to be packaged and shipped to America, and then sent to Whole Foods, and then I mean, so yeah, they have to do a few things to make it, you know, packaging wise. But this, I mean, this is just straight off the farm.
Wow. There is a when you bring the cheese is beautiful. Has even the rind is just perfect. I could probably eat way too much of that.
That's the plan.
That's dangerously good. But I want to say this: it's interesting when you come behind a little bite of that Bambino with the Pedroncelli cab. There is this toasted note that pops out of the cheese that I don't know where it's coming from. I don't know if it's a reaction with that certain bacteria that they're using.
It's nutty anyway.
Yeah, but I mean,
And
it's
then
but then it becomes like hot out of the oven toasted nut. Like it elevates that.
It elevates
the depth. It gives it more depth.
And the grassiness of this milk with the green of this cow.
Right.
I mean, and
That's-
I'm excited to see the interplay of this with the Malbec.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
because I mean, I think all of these, and try a little bit of,
Okay.
let's try a little bit of this Walden.
Also very creamy.
Why you still have, this is very brie-ish.
Yes, and this is, well, you're probably going to see it when you get your packet at home, but
Yeah, and this one is, and you'll be able to tell, this one is certainly more of a brie-esque package, in the presentation and the rind.
yeah, the rind is
Very clean.
yeah, very very clean, but in a very good way. Wow.
Now this, I might butcher the name, Sequatchie. So this is Sequatchie Cove Creamery in Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah. Is that a river or a lake up there?
It's a river.
Oh yeah.
And love this creamery. We don't get as much as I would like. Would love to get their whole portfolio. We're working on it. This is the only cheese they offer that's not raw milk. So this is a pasteurized offering from them. But every other cheese they do is raw milk, which I love. You know, Sweetgrass does a lot of raw milk too. But you know that doesn't work well with this format. I mean, this too is warming up, and it's just super exciting with it. Have you
The
had some of the lamb
texture,
yet?
the texture is it's through the roof. It's the perfect combination of that gooey middle
There you go.
and that just so set,
Just firm. See how it's
just so set.
Mhm.
It's just set to where it's not going to run out onto the table.
It is the perfect combination. It's like when you go to one of those ridiculous chain restaurants, you get a volcano cake.
Mm.
You know, the outer cake is, excuse me, or the outer cake is firm and the inside's kind of molten. Now, this is not pouring out of the center, don't get us wrong. But I mean, you can see, let's see if you can see there, but I mean, it's just perfect.
That's a beautiful.
It's just perfect.
And it complements the lamb so well.
The lamb in this, I mean, it's just
Yeah.
over the top.
It's like they were made for each other. Well, Chefy, spoiling us rotten today.
Well,
Every other day too, right?
well, that's kind of funny too, because, you know, we do a charcuterie board. It has 3 North Carolina cheeses or regional cheeses.
Right. Sometimes Georgia, sometimes. Well, I guess
Some
this will be Tennessee. Yeah.
We do a homemade pate. We do salamis from American Butcher. We often do the duck pastrami too, and lots of little accompaniments. You know, we candy pecans and
Like jelly,
jellies and olives. You know, it's just a beautiful board, and I think sometimes it's lost on people. Just, I mean, nobody's serving all these quality cheeses. I mean, these are all north of
and we're not talking.
a lot of money.
Yeah,
And,
they're all expensive. Yes.
This is not
And they're
a
real.
lunchable.
Yeah, and you know, there's nothing more
It's all
disappointing
homemade stuff.
when you go to. I don't want to call anybody out, but when you go to a place, and that place has like
Cube cheddar and
Right.
pepperoni and,
right,
you know, silly little things.
yeah,
Which is fine. There's a place for that. I mean, we're not down in that, but when you're drinking fine wine or even good wine. But you know, to me, I'm always fascinated that when you go to like a place that is serious or a winery or
Right.
anything like that,
Yeah.
and
they miss the point.
they
on
miss
that.
it.
Yeah.
They miss it. And you know, it'd be different if we didn't have these things. And especially like we have 6 or 7 world-class creameries. You know, you got the place right there up near Galax.
Oh yeah,
And we have all these wonderful North Carolina, Tennessee, Georgia. And you know, and you go to somewhere, even when you go to a nice place, and you're served a Spanish cheese, a French cheese, and a German cheese. I'm like, are you kidding me?
right,
How about one of those?
right.
You got all these world-class creameries in your backyard, all these people in your backyard making, and then you got Giacomo's in Greensboro making
Yeah.
all these wonderful.
Yeah.
Anyway, I just like, come on, throw one bone
Yeah.
at
Right.
the local artisans. You
Well,
know,
they-
you don't have to do
Well, it is.
Manchego and Brie.
Well, you know,
You can
Chef,
get-
it used to be when we were coming up, we struggled to find local artisans that could put the product on the plate that we would want to put our name on.
True.
Those days
You
are
had to
long
go to
gone.
Europe. They have been
yeah.
gone.
Yeah, they're long gone.
There's no excuse anymore.
And you know, it used to be we wanted to support local in so many different facets, and now we are. I mean, it's not even you don't have to consciously think about supporting local because there's so much great produce, cheeses, meats,
fish and meats and processors.
This area has grown up so much.
Well, I was just
In
talking
last-
to Jay from Kai's Hens. Just brought us.
Oh yeah. Ooh, I got a chicken too.
We got some good chicken.
Yeah.
He had just left Mitchell's and Sons, you know, the processor. You know, he'd gotten a quarter of a cow, you know, and everything they do. You know, you could go down there. I mean, it's all local farms, pork, lamb, beef, you name it. I mean, it's not just industry people.
Yes.
I mean, anybody can go to these places. They have a weekend butcher shop where you can go and just, I mean, you know, so, you know, you don't have to be connected
Right.
to support local farms and
Yeah.
creamery. I mean, every one of these creameries sell online. They're at the markets, the farmers too. I mean,
Yeah.
so, you know, while it's easier for us to get it for people, you know, because we have the relationships, you can still, if you want, you know, watch
Right.
this grow.
Yes, absolutely.
And boy, will you be rewarded for it. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
we've been very fortunate. And you know, another great thing about these higher end cheeses is, as delicious as they are, you actually you get your fill of them, and so they tend to go a lot further. Like, you know, some of these kind of commercial cheeses, like you can just eat them and eat them and eat them and eat them, and they're like,
You're never sated.
yeah, it's just kind
And
of a
here
weird
it's like
thing.
eating wax. It's like you know, like melt
Yeah.
a candle and you
Right,
know,
yeah.
here you go. I mean, there's no nutritional
there-
value.
But in when you eat these richer foods, you tend to eat less and enjoy more.
I'm gonna let Miss Wishart know that.
Right. Good luck.
Yeah.
Well, she also runs 500 miles, so she has to get some caloric intake.
Yeah, she put in 18 Saturday,
Gosh.
getting ready, and then this
What,
week,
she got another marathon coming up?
next month.
Unbelievable.
So yeah, this week she ran 5. She ran 5 this morning. She'll run 5 tomorrow. 8 on Friday. 16 Sunday. Then next week is really, it's like 12, 20, and it's just outrageous.
What a woman.
Well, it's incredible the devotion that takes.
Yeah. Well, we got to give a little shout out to my Lisa, who just
Dude, out of nowhere.
just decided to go and run a half
On a
marathon with her
Wednesday.
dogs today.
Yeah, Wednesday afternoon. What are you doing?
Unplanned, unrehearsed.
Incredible.
I would love to say untrained, but
No,
she
she
gets
trains
so
a
many
lot.
miles
Yeah.
in. But first ever half marathon. Cheers to you.
Let's cheers to that. What an accomplishment.
And did it without fans or a medal.
How do you do that?
That's the only reason I did it. I wanted
You
someone.
got a lot of
I
hardware.
wanted someone to give me a medal.
You just like the beer afterwards, don't you?
Though there's the beverages for sure.
But the t-shirts and the medals are cool.
Yeah, they are. And of course, our running buddies always appreciate it. I'm sorry if there's a glare.
First time the sun's been out in 2 days.
I know. We're gonna have to change our angle, but this is a beautiful offering from Catena out of Mendoza, Argentina. La Consulta. La Consulta is a very specific part of their vineyards. Now, they are the largest, if you don't know, they are the largest name and the largest vineyards in Mendoza. And a lot of people would give them the credit, and probably rightfully so, in the whole Argentinian wine market, because it was their wines that really cracked in to the world market. They're now 4th generation, if I'm not mistaken,
Wow.
but Catena, still family owned. They are a very big operation. They do a lot of consulting with other wineries, and they make high quality wines at all kinds of price points. I think everybody knows like their $10 Malbec that they have in the grocery stores, which is still to this day an amazing
I
value.
mean, it is solid. I mean,
Yeah.
I've never complained on their grocery store offerings.
And
but
we had their was it the White Bones Chardonnay a couple weeks back.
I'm still blown away by that.
It was a $180 bottle. Absolutely like no Chardonnay I've ever had in my life.
I can't wait to buy another one.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
how good it was.
Yeah, I'm gonna take
When
that.
you shovel that kind of cash out for one bottle of wine and you can't wait to buy another one.
Yeah, they have, in other words, they have a range, but even at that price point, you're like, wow, this is a great deal.
It's a value.
And so, quality wines at all price points. This is one of their kind of elevated levels. Like I said, this is a specific vineyard. I think it's only about 27 acres, which
Wow.
in terms of their production is very small.
That's a
27
speck of
acres,
sand.
27 acres to
sand.
us is like, holy cow, it's
Wow.
huge. But in terms of Catania, this is a smaller.
Yeah, you would need 10 horses You would be changing horses, and it would take you 10 horses to ride across one of their normal vineyards.
Right. But they are blessed with a lot of acreage, and they put it to good use. And his is a perfect example. So what we're going to get here is certainly a bigger flavor profile than you expect from their entry level stuff. French oak all over this. I think it's 9 months, could be up to 12. We're looking at a lot of new oak as well, so you're going to get a lot of that richness of vanilla. But you can probably see in the color that exceptional extraction from their.
That's the word on this. Incredible extraction.
That is a blueberry pie if I've ever.
It's a blueberry pie that's probably been cooked a little longer than just right.
Yeah, that's right. This blueberry pie.
Where, you get those beautiful bubbles on the edge of the crust.
Yeah, that's all.
Well,
over
this one kept caramelizing and reducing, and it is just.
And that's a butter crust as well, sir.
It's a butter crust all day. I mean, this is a very silky wine. So don't let it scare you into thinking that this isn't silk pie. I mean, this is blueberry silk.
That's right.
Pie.
Yeah. So it's very, very soft, luscious, and the length of finish. It's interesting structurally wise. I find it to be just perfect. It's in balance, and at the end, the structure kind of falls off, but that intense blueberry vanilla flavor continues to linger even after your mouth's been kind of refreshed and moved on. Your taste buds are still tasting. And again, we've always been big fans of long finishes here. We don't judge wines by their price tag. We usually judge them by the interesting flavors, the structure of the wine. Do you taste things throughout, meaning front, middle, end, and the long finish? That's how we judge our wines here at Old North State when we're doing our tastings on Thursdays. We don't judge them on the price tag because that's no way to do it. But the tongue does not lie on this one. It is not going to trick you. You're going to make you very, very happy, and another great value out of Catena, without a doubt.
Well, and it is so impressive. A lot of people would rest on their laurels. So many folks out there. You get your name out there. You get a couple solid vintages, and you get your prices up, and you just ride that pony till it's done. Catena continues to innovate. They continue to search. They continue to cultivate, and to do new offerings and to try new things, and that should be rewarded. It's outstanding. Love their goodies.
So, the Bambino with the Malbec, it makes the Bambino so sweet. Like it makes it a sweeter nut. It really brings out kind of almost
that rind.
The butter and sweetness, almost like the only thing I can think of, and I know this probably doesn't sound right, but you know how kettle corn has that sweet and savory? I feel like it kind of pulls something out, like the butter, the sweet, the savory, all coming out of that cheese with the Malbec. I love it.
To me, with the Malbec, it's like taking like if someone's ever gifted you like a homemade sourdough.
Yeah.
And you toast it and you spread some softened butter on it.
Oh, yeah.
Then you take a bite. That's what the Bambino's doing for me right now with the Malbec.
If my stepmom Elizabeth is watching this, we sure do miss your sourdough bread.
We could really use some sourdough.
That stuff was amazing. She kind of got
Her
out.
kettle corn's amazing.
That's
too.
true. That's right.
She's batting 1,000 on everything she puts up there.
That is true. The chocolate cheesecake is in there too. But we are talking about richness, fruitiness, the oak influence. All of this is coming out of the wine, and the food is being affected by that. And that's why we love wine tasting with food. And every time Chef and I sit down and discuss what we're going to do next, and there's a lot of times where we just surprise each other, and it's
that's
like
fun.
usually,
That's fun too.
Thursdays usually Chris just all right, let's try this. you know, our
There's
in
a
our,
lot of experimentation in
Yeah.
that. That's not.
in our, but
We're not hammering it out all
yeah,
week like a
our
chef's
chef's
table.
Our chef's table is more precision, making sure that we're reaching new levels. I would say we're always trying to with purpose go
There's
to
a
places.
ton of collaboration and detail put into the chef's table, and there is on Thursday too. But we're a little more whimsical.
Yeah, well,
I mean,
also,
we're like, hey, let's try it. You know,
also,
so what?
yeah, and also we want to have that kind of experience that you guys are having when you're trying this food and wine together. You're having this experience, and so that's kind of what we're doing on Thursdays. Is we're having an experience because we're not we're not taking it as I don't want to say professionally.
I know what you're going to say, and there's no easy way to say it. It's just Thursday's fun for us too.
Fun for us. That's the best way to say it.
And it's not as I would say the stakes aren't as high.
Right. Yeah.
It's $20 on Thursday night. You know, 4 wines, 4 things of food. It ought to be 50.
Yeah, it should be.
So who cares?
Yeah.
I mean, we can do what we want. You're basically
Right.
getting one of the two for free.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
look at it either way. Either the food or the wine's free. It's $20.
Yeah.
So I don't think the pressure's on us to perform
Right.
like we do on chef's tables. And also it's every week, no matter what. You know, a lot of regulars. It's great.
Yeah.
And then there is like, I wonder what's going to happen this week too. I mean, they're not there with a grade sheet. They're there
No.
to have a good time.
Yeah,
Try
exactly.
new wines, learn about new foods. And it's great.
And some of them are actually there to listen to me.
Well, those are the people we need to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But this one, the Walden with this
Oh, I
is
didn't get
great.
it. I
Yeah, you
didn't
got to
get
try
it,
it
yeah.
because, and actually, the Walden is infused with walnut and shiitake. So that's in the. It's not literally in there, but it's been infused into the cream, but not chunky present inside the cheese. But I think the Walden with this is a bit more of a. I think the Bambino with the cab.
Yeah.
Was a marriage made in heaven, and the Walden was made for the Malbec.
it's almost like you can taste. You know when you crack open a walnut or any nut for that matter, like pecan or something, there's that membrane inside. It's kind of woody, and on the walnut, and then they have that little bit of skin. It's kind of woodish.
Yeah, woodish, very
And
woodish.
that really drew that out for me out of that cheese, which was surprising because it's a really soft, creamy cheese. You wouldn't think of tannins and dryness.
But the earthiness of the shiitake and the wood from the walnut.
Yep.
Yeah, did you try it with the lamb yet? Too. You got to try a little bit of the salumi there. It's really working. So I think that's fun. The fat on fat, hitting in with the silky Malbecs. Really nice. Another world. Same food, different wine, completely different
It's
experience.
interesting that the fruit popped on the wine.
Yes.
And,
It immediately gone less tannin.
and then way at the end, all the nuttiness hit at the end. You know, it wasn't so much up forward with the meat. It was like a delayed nuttiness. Awesome. So, you know, combination of foods with wine also is going to give you a different experience too. So, wow, have fun with
Cheers
this,
to
guys.
that. Yeah, it's
I
gonna
know
be-
we are.
Well, and I thought it'd be neat. You know, we talk about it a lot, but we never actually sit here and do this. So I thought it'd be fun. We do a little more of this in our tastings.
Well, now I like it even better,
Yeah.
which is hard to believe. Well, we sure do appreciate you sitting in with us, listening to us, well, actually watching us have a great time. Boy,
I hope you
thank
are at
sir.
home too.
Yeah, I
thank
hope
you.
y'all are enjoying this as much as we are. And we've been, you know, it's always a privilege to serve you guys. Even if you're not here, we're serving you at home. And it is our honor. We appreciate all those family meal orders that everybody's been picking up. The additional bottles here and there, every little bit
Goes a
adds
long
up.
way.
You know, and you know, vaccinations are starting to help the restaurant, but we're still not where we need to be.
We're getting
So,
there though.
yeah.
Progress.
Yeah.
I think by first of summer.
And man, that blueberry pie cobbler thing going on. I hope you like blueberries because it's delicious.
Who doesn't love blueberries?
Anyway, we've had another great week with you guys and look forward to seeing you next week. And don't hesitate to ask us for anything, request anything that you might be looking for. We're happy to try some things that, you know, if you find that, hey, why don't they ever try, you know.
We're just waiting on you to ask us.
Yeah, we're happy to do it. Otherwise, we'll just keep charging ahead doing the wines that we do because we do like them and we enjoy the process and hope you do too. We'll see you next time.
Take care. Thank you again.